The traveler said, "Friend, you need a boat. Go see the builder in the caves. Tell them I'm sorry I never came back." The ember was curious. "I'm headed for the crossroad. I've heard there's a nest there. A safe place." The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful breaths. The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful breaths. The fisherman felt so useless. His former joys were hollow. Sitting out there every day by the pond, only the dark water to hear him talk. In that darkness, a glimmer flickered. A thought beating like a drum. A thought that went round and round. It all started with a frog. Every day by the pond, a constant reminder. Ember couldn't hold on. For a brief moment, the fisherman struggled to speak. He looked at Ember, hopeful. The fisherman spoke softly. "There's a frog in that pond. A big one. Saw him grow from a tadpole. We were friends of a sort. Spent every day side by side." so much better at fishing than me, that frog is. Catches them before I can bait them. Oh, it makes me feel useless some days. The fisherman sighed. I've wasted so much time feeling like this. The old man looked carefully at the pond, at their rod, at Ember. Well, listen to me here rambling on and on. It helps though, telling someone. Thank you, Ember. If you need help catching anything, you just ask. You saw the frog? Did the frog mention me? You ask the frog about me, see what they say. Actually, no, just... Please don't tell the frog how much I talk about them. Poor little worms. They didn't ask to be here. But how do you fish without them? One for me, one for the fishes. Slurp 'em down. They say catching a fish isn't the point. So I tell myself that. I tell myself that a lot. I chased old Blue Betty round this pond for years. Best days of my life catching that fish. Had to use myself as bait. Stuck on me head ever since. If you need help catching anything, you just ask. The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. Its eyes were fixed on Ember, but it seemed to mean no harm. Was this the frog that the fisherman spoke of? Ember could hardly ignore the rumbling from the frog's belly. The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. If you need help catching anything, you just ask. The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." Take the path east of here, gaze into the pond. The frog knows of a lost forlorn. The stranger whispered, "Be kind to yourself." The stranger said thoughtfully, "I felt so alone. I was so lost." The door was sealed shut. The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. Its eyes were fixed. Was this the frog that the fisherman spoke of? Ember could hardly ignore the rumbling from the frog's belly. The stranger had blazed their own path. Created their own rock, their own islands. They did not need Ember's kindness. But still, Ember stayed. Building a bridge should it ever be needed. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence. If you need help catching anything, you just ask. The ember was... I'm headed for the... I've heard there's a nest there. A safe place. If you need help catching anything, you just ask. The traveler said, Friend, you need go see the builder in the caves. Tell them I'm sorry I never came back. The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. Its eyes were... Was this the frog that the fisherman spoke of? Ember could hardly ignore the rumbling from the frog's belly. The traveler spoke. I miss a good roast frog. Oh, how they crackle. The ghost said, "Speak, and I will listen." Take the path east of here, gaze into the pond. The frog knows of a lost forlorn. The ghost said, "Speak, and I will listen." The path ahead lies behind that door. Do you wish that I open it? Know that if you return, you will always be welcome. Warm yourself, little one. Time is to be savored. The stranger thought, "I feel ready to move on." The stranger whispered, "Be kind to yourself." If you need help catching anything, you just ask. The frog stared at Embo, its belly rumbling. Its eyes were fixed. Was this the frog? That Ember could hardly ignore the rumbling from the frog's belly. The frog stared at Embo, its belly rumbling. ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." The path ahead, know that if you return, you will always be welcome. Little one, your journey ahead will not be easy. The path to leave this place is blocked. I will guide others to follow after you clear the way. There are others like me who can help. You will always be welcome here in the forest. Once again, Ember could feel eyes watching. Ember approached the forlorn, but felt it was different. They said, "I know what I need to do, what I need to feel. I don't want to be helped." Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved. Ember approached the forlorn, but felt it. They said, I don't want. Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved. Inside was a scrap of journal. The strangers on the water went on without me. Where have I landed? Vines and thorns stretch out to trip me. Do you know where we are? I've been walking forever, lost in the marsh. The two travelers were talking quietly. Yeah, I got so lost in the marsh, you know? Why go anywhere else if it's safe here? Yeah, never having to worry again. The birds scare me though. The guard squawked. "Stand back, don't come any closer." The guard was protecting a path down between the rocks. Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. The Forest King showed me the way. You'll see there's no need to keep going. He'll make a bird of you. Go get your feathers. The guard squawked. Stand back. The guard was protecting a path down between the rocks. Nothing down there but sap. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. The Forest King? You'll see there's no need. He'll make a bird of you. Go get your feathers. The guard joked. Another scrawny ember from the forest. And with a bag looking all nicely and sharp, both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly stare. The guard leered. The Forest King would like you, little scruff. Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag. We guard the door to the Forest King. Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king. The Forest King will want to see you. Yes, yes, come this way. A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember. Ember was terrified but tried not to show it. The giant bird spoke softly. Do not fear. The bird is a friend. Ember wanted to feel safe. Oh, little Ember, birds won't hurt you. Birds will take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest, you'll never turn forlorn. Ember was still afraid. Is it the night that scares you, little one? See, night is gone. Day is here. Birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Ember. The bird was disappointed. Stay? No need to help, silly forlorn. Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end. The Forest King spoke so gently to Ember. Perhaps they could rest here for a while. It was hard to know what else to say. Clever little Ember. You will stay. You will not turn forlorn. Search for hope no more. Now take this feather. Feather means Ember is one of us now. Birds keep little ones safe. Birds should never leave the nest. The guard seemed pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you. Leave him alone, they're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things. Back again. He's resting now. It takes a lot, you know. Turning night to day. Where's the other little ones? I'm sure we don't know. They left the quick way, right over the walls. Ignore them. They're just having a little joke. Yeah, having a bit of jokes. It didn't feel like a joke to Ember. He's resting. It takes a lot, you know. Turning night to day. Don't stray too far. The stranger wanted Ember's attention, being careful not to speak too loudly. You should get away from here while you still can. You can't trust the birds. I've heard there's another campfire in the marsh. Well, that's where I'm going if I can find a way down. The crossroads gate was locked. It was worth trying, but it didn't fit in the lock. The travelers had disappeared. Their campfire remained. Bear tracks lay in the cinders. The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there but sadness. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scruff. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass. Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going. The Wanderer's Diary. Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice. This forlorn was not the same as the others. The forlorn whispered softly, I may never be ready. The future is yours, stranger, but mine is mine. Ember left the forlorn with their thoughts. The time wasn't right, perhaps would never be. Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than become like them. Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on. Ember found the Wanderer's diary. The oily smell of frogs. They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them. The traveller seemed distressed. I'm sure it's fine. They'll be okay. But it's been a while since... It's my fault. The traveller seemed distressed. But it's been a while. It's my fault. The traveller whispered quietly, "No matter where I go, I always end up, no matter where I go, always here." It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. The piece formed a new route. It was the same place as before. But how? In a haze, they said, going round and round and round and never escaping. An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time. Gradually, more of the map was revealed. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations. It was like the map had been broken on purpose. The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose? The stranger spoke. You know, part of me didn't want to be found. I said some things I shouldn't have, and now I'm lost. And it's too late. The skeleton looked peaceful. Held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The skeleton looked peaceful. Held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The statue spoke. Just as it once moved the hearts of the forlorn, the instrument you now hold has the power to move the world around you. Another before you took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle. The lanthorn began to glow. Ember uncovered a journal entry. Dusk brings the longest shadows. The lanthorn comforts me. Soft melodies from home. The wild things listen, yellow eyes in graying trees. The stranger, they said something, and now I'm lost. But it's too late. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There are memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift camp. There was one last place to reach on the map. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around. Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds. A figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me? Ember felt a great relief to be out of the mist. Ember didn't mind getting muddy. The slide was such fun. A sleeping pig. Trotters in the air. They looked happy. The plant looked like it could take a hand off, and it was in Ember's way. The fruit was giving off a sickly sweet smell. The plant looked like, and it was in Ember's way. The way through was ruined. Muffled by the fog, Ember was sure they heard a rumble. Could that have been a tremendous snow? plant looked like it could take us, and it was in Ember's way. Ember chuckled. The dangerous plant was no match for a hungry piggy. A hideous odor filled the air. And suddenly, the reason was obvious. Hidden inside was the Wanderer's journal. Another face at last. A catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more, though I almost wish to stay.